Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. If you are new to my channel, thank you so much for checking me out. My name is Danica, and today we are in the garden. So as you may or may not know, we are renovating our kitchen, which has led us to put everything else on hold. So I've actually pretty much neglected my garden for about 2 weeks now. But this has also been the wettest spring we've ever had on record. So I'm thankful that I have not had to water. So let's go check out all the plants and see how they're doing. Quick overview here. Everything's looking very lush and green. The garden bed here for the chickens is dwindling down because we're taking a lot out of it to give to them. These are just all turnip greens and different types of lettuces. Most have bolted. We've got our strawberries in these 2 bins here with some flowers, but I don't see that I have any actual strawberries yet. Some forming. And then over here I have bee balm and poppies. Those are getting big. Now this guy is the real talk. Look at this. Got this massive stem here coming out that I got to figure out how to tame. But the raspberries are starting to get flower heads on them. Oh, and actually, here is the first actual flower. I must have missed a couple here because I've got berries forming. And those are all raspberries down there at the bottom. So exciting. For my garden bed here, you guys know that I have bindweed, but I am also having an issue with purslane this year. Never had purslane pop up as a weed. So I'm gonna have to come and heavily mulch this area and do some picking. I've also had a slug issue eating up some of my basil and some other plants, but I haven't been able to find an actual slug. But the flowers are looking great. Got some marigolds and zinnias here. And then these tomatoes are finally setting fruit somewhere down in there. And the onions are doing pretty good. I did have to replant one of my peppers because it wasn't doing so hot. And they're not doing good at all this. I started over 200 peppers this year, and I was really hoping they were going to do good. So that I could preserve them, freeze them, dehydrate, possibly do some canning. And I don't have much hope for peppers this year. Okay, and the garden is a mess. Long story, it's trashy, but it's real. Hi guys, you guys have been sitting in your water. Yucky. Hi, what are you doing? Okay. Let me get you some foods and water. Okay, while I get them some food, our shop is being used as storage for some family members right now who are moving here from Texas. So everything that would normally be in the shop is not, meaning it is outside. And it makes our yard look very, very white trash. So my goal this weekend is to get out there and get it all cleaned up. I've also been having some health issues that have made it hard for me to get out and doing stuff. But I'm feeling a little better. And I'm kind of at a point where I'm just having to push through. So I'm hoping to get some footage for you of me cleaning up the disaster that is my yard. So okay, I'm gonna get you water. I kind of I don't like that when I come out here in the mornings to check on them or to film. It's like 5:30, 5:45, and they decide to get all rowdy. So I feel kind of bad for my neighbors, but they're chickens. Yeah, between garden junk and construction mess, I don't think our yard has ever looked this bad. Update on the construction. We're doing everything ourselves. So if you haven't watched my last video, then I recommend you do, because it explains more. But we are fully renovating our kitchen in that we gutted it. We had to fix the subfloor because it was sagging. My gosh. Subfloor was sagging, so we had to fix that. And then because we took out all of the cabinets to fix that, I said, well, let's just get all new cabinets. We're doing new flooring, new countertops, everything. But we're stuck on drywall right now. And like I said, we're doing it ourselves. So it's taking a lot longer than I thought it ever would. We're going on 3 weeks now of mudding and taping the drywall. Because you have to do so many layers and then let it dry and sand it and all this crap. So hopefully this weekend we will be on the final layer. I will be able to texture the walls, and then we got to clean our house, because when I say there is drywall dust everywhere, there is a thick layer of dust on every surface of our house. We can't use our AC or our heat because it would like pump it through the vent system, and we don't want to do that. We're trying to keep some rooms closed so they're not being affected by this, but it's a mess. When they say don't live in your home while renovating, this is why. All right, back to the garden. So this garden bed here, I didn't stake this tomato when I put it in, and so it broke, and I tucked the other piece into the ground hoping it would be fine. I think it's dying. So not much hope there. I did notice this pepper has a little baby on it. A couple little babies. That's exciting. This is a big chili jalapeno, so that's cool. I've got some melons and loofah gourds here. Like I said, I've got some like weird bug damage that I'm thinking it's slugs on my beans as well. These are a mix of Oriental yard-long beans, bush beans, and Cherokee black beans. I've got lots of basil planted out, marigolds, nasturtiums, and tons of little peppers that I grew myself that are not doing so hot. And then my peas are probably doing the best here. I keep trying to stake them up and they're like wiggling their way out of these supports, but first little snap pea. I'm excited because it's just about to be too hot for them. All right, coming across the yard here. I tend to do lots of pots, but I definitely did lots of pots this year. I've got a good bit of peppers potted up, and I did lots of flowers this year. So I've got a hanging basket that I need to go hang, a rose bush, some asters, an apple tree, strawberries, 2 corn stalks that were growing that I was like, cool, let's put in the ground. I've got my cherry tree in the back, flowers and more peppers, and then my chives. So everything's doing pretty good so far. I'll be more apt to go into detail about things once the yard is cleaned up, because right now frankly, it's embarrassing how messy everything is. But this is life, and this is my life. So I'm gonna do a quick show of the inside of the house, and then I've got to get my daughter ready. As you guys know or don't know, I film before work, so that was actually my alarm going off telling me to go wake her up. So I got to get my daughter ready to go off to my mother-in-law's. She's watching her today so that my husband can work on the house. But I will show you the front of the house and how things are growing out there. Okay, so here on the front porch, my flowers are doing fantastic. I've got some basil I need to get in the ground, and these, what are these? Daisies? African daisies need to get in the ground as well. And then, I mean, it's a disaster out here too, but I've got flowers there. My feather reed grasses are actually putting on the feather part. These hydrangeas got scorched in the sun and they like desperately need watered right now. And then my flowers down there are doing good. I was really hoping those flowers in the front garden bed would be more of a statement, and they're not. I know for next year I'll choose something different. Hanging basket here. I've got a couple different plants, but I've got this fuchsia that's starting to put on flowers. That'll be pretty. I have chamomile with one really long stalk, but this will be great. This will be great for teas. And then my lemon balm and lavender are doing fantastic. Although somehow bindweed made its way into the soil. So, that's fantastic. So that's all for In the Garden with Danica. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today's video is just a little shorter because there's not much else to show. I'm hoping to get some good footage of me doing some work at my parents' house in the garden that I started there, as well as cleaning up my own garden. So tune in next time. Thank you so much. Have a great day.